Oh,
Hey,
can you hear me?
yes.
Sick.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? Long time no talk, it feels like.
I know. Nice to see you. I'm excited to see you. Thank you for coming back on.
Thank
I love your room too. It's so bright, so colorful. I love it. Oh, your audio cut off. Not yet. Not yet. It's okay.
Does it work again?
I hear you now.
Testing. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
sick.
I'm like, oh no,
Awesome.
I'm gonna have to read lips. I can't read lips.
No, 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 no. Hold on. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, that was bothering me.
It's all right. How are
I
you
like
doing? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I've just been working and
Yeah,
honestly, I've been really happy lately, just working and chilling for the most part. That's all I can say.
that's great. How's work? Where do you work?
Right now I work at IT company. It's called CDW, and I'm just a configuration tech. So I like set up the computers and like phones, iPads. You know how we got those Chromebooks in high school? I,
Yes.
I set like those up too, and then I just send them, or like I help prepare them to be sent off.
That's so
So,
cool. Have you always been into computers and technology and stuff like that?
I think since like high school when I
Yeah.
started like seeing all the YouTubers talk about their gear and stuff.
Mm,
I started getting into it. I dabbled, and then eventually I built my own PC, and then I helped people build PCs, and then I found a job, and I kind of already knew a decent amount, so that was nice.
yeah, that's so cool. Well, congrats. That's so exciting.
I appreciate that.
You are back on my podcast. You came on about 4 years ago. You were part of my first ever season, so I'm very excited that you're part of my last one. I know I wanted to have you back on. I have seen you throughout the years and we talk here and there. Um, but what has been some things that have changed in your life within these past 4 years? Some big life changes.
Big life changes. I'm
Yeah,
like technically living by myself in Vegas now, compared
great.
to when like I was living with someone else at the time. I have like a real job. What I consider a real job, quote unquote, whatever
Yeah.
your definition of that is. Uh, mm, Other than that, like not super big life changes. My parents got a new big house. That's
Oh,
freaking
great.
sick.
Great. Congrats to them. What's it like?
Appreciate it.
What's it like living on your own? Because I know I'm on the verge of that. I really want to do that. I always knew since I was very young that I love
Mhm,
my own personal space. I love being on my own. I feel just more comfortable and I prefer to be on my own in my own company. I do shit by
mhm.
myself all the time and I love it. Um, and having someone with you all the time, I don't know, could be a little draining at times, at least for me. So I love being on my own. So what's it like for you?
The freedom. I remember living at home, how I was confined. Even when I go back home these days, my parents are like, "Where are you? Why are you out so late? What time are you going to be back?
Mm,
Tell us when you're back home." Like all that good stuff. And they're my parents. I love them. I need that. I think they deserve that, but I just got to be on my own. So having that freedom on my own in like my own space. Like I can do whatever I want to my room.
yeah.
I can go out whenever I want. I don't really have to tell anyone. I I just do whatever I want. And basically those confines that you would think you have, like not being able to do this or not being able to do that. Like today I was thinking about later just going to the park and just shooting photos with my new camera. And
Mm.
it's just little things like little freedoms like that, and just buying whatever freaking junk food you want, throwing it in the pantry or the fridge, and then holding yourself accountable and telling you why you're finishing a bag of M&Ms at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
it's a balance. It's a balance.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Even back here, I live on my own, but still my mom all the time. She's like, "Are you out late? Where are you going? What time are you gonna come back?"
No,
And they're still
exactly.
all they always worry. They always worry. You have a cat as well, right?
Yes, my son. He's an
How's your
orange little boy.
how's your cat doing? I love orange cats. Those are my favorite. How's he doing?
I appreciate it. He's doing great. I think. I would love to show you him if he's ever around here, but he's good. He's a little chunky boy. I need to put him on a little diet,
Oh,
but he has a new little friend. My new roommate has a black cat, so at first she didn't like him, but Tyler's so nice. He's like, I'll be your friend still. It's okay. And then they eventually like kind of acclimated, and now they're like little homies. It's super cute.
nice. How long have you had him?
Uh, Coming up this March, I think it's gonna be 4 years. That's
Holy shit.
crazy. I know he was just a babe. Last time I didn't even have him when I was on your podcast last time.
Mm.
I don't even think he was born yet.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's so cool. Can you remind me again why you moved to Vegas? Because you've been there quite a few years now. Can you
Hmm.
remember that? Can you remind me why you moved over there?
Yeah, uh, uh, I moved to Vegas originally because it was just a good financial move for me and my girlfriend at the time. And I still think it was a good move to this day because it opened up a lot of doors in the way that like financially everything is like cheaper here and finding a job is pretty easy because there's a bunch of like what's the word? Oh, for context too, I dropped out of college, so I didn't really know what I wanted to do yet. So it was easy to find like a just a temporary job, like while I was studying for my certificates, and it was just safe because I'd lived in Vegas during COVID for a little while, and I kind of already knew the area, and it was just convenient at the time. It was like I would say just to sum it up, it was a financially safe, familiar move for me at the time.
Yeah, beautiful. Do you ever get to go out to like the strip and stuff? Because I've gone every year for like the past 5 years. At least I go once, but last year I went twice. Because there's always like a concert I want to go see that's only in Vegas, or there's
Yeah.
always something happening. And throughout the years, I get a little tired of it just of seeing the same things over and again.
Hmm.
So that's why I try like I go to the Grand Canyon all the time. I go to the Hoover Dam. I like to see different stuff and things that you never get tired of. But with the Vegas stuff, I'm like, well, I've been there, done that. But it's still like a cool experience to go every time.
You know that been there, done that part that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Living there, living here, it's never more prevalent of a feeling,
Mm,
especially with all the traffic. You have to deal with the crackhead tourists.
yeah.
Uh, it, it it's still fun to go every now and then, but definitely only for occasions. But I still enjoy it. I do. But I think I'm getting at that age where I'm like, I'm too old for this.
Yeah. I feel like that sometimes too. I'm like, I'm about to turn 25 next week. I'm like, I'm tired. Even Andrew's like, let's go see a movie. It starts at 9:40. I'm like, dude, that's late. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
tired.
honestly, I got work tomorrow.
Yes. Can we talk about Twitch? I remember you had a Twitch account, you would stream all the time, and I haven't seen any of that in a while. So when are we gonna get back to Twitch? When are you gonna do that again?
I'm on the verge of a comeback, but I'm just getting a lot of like camera equipment in order. Now that I'm settled here, it's gonna be a lot easier. Yeah, probably really soon. I just I don't have the same passion for making that kind of content as I used to, because back then it was just like, oh, post video games, put it out, see what happens. Now it's like I kind of want to make a more methodical, like um something more giving back than just like me playing video games.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe make a different kind of content along with that. But the plan right now would it's all up in the air, to be honest. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, give back, like, in what way? There's so many ways to give back. Any ideas or no?
Uh, I want to make like I don't want to say like hopecore, but not it's gonna be like amongst that. Like just kind of like I would love to post about a lot of lessons that I've learned in the past couple years because I feel like I've grown a lot compared to those times, like when I was posting video game content. And I there's a lot of like cinematic like life advice channels that I follow on
Yeah.
Instagram and YouTube, and I want to do something like in the likes of that.
That's so cool. Yeah. And I know what you mean too about not being as passionate anymore. That's kind of why I'm doing this last season, just to kind of wrap it up because I've always loved other things like music and singing, and the podcast was kind of in the way of that. And I lost a little bit of the passion. I do love editing and I love doing stuff like this, but once you do it for so long, you're kind of like, I want to, what else is there for me, you know? And yeah, I started writing a book as well and the life advice and going through experiences and yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. What? A
Yeah,
book?
which I recommend to everyone, not necessarily maybe think about writing a book, but just start writing about your life and things that you've been through
Like
and
journal?
look at it from the perspective that you are in now because without those things you wouldn't be where you are. So I started writing and it's pretty much done and I did all the research how to publish it and put it out. But it's like a different kind of book. It's I'm not writing in the first person. It's not like a memoir. And I made up a bunch of names just so people don't I don't want a lot of things out there. But yeah, it's funny. It's very deep and personal, but also I don't know, advice and I don't know. Yeah, I started writing a book and but yeah, the podcast is my last one. That's why I'm happy to have you on. Thank you again.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm excited to read the book.
Yeah, I know you love to read books, right?
I do actually. I'm reading Atomic Habits right now, a book that I should have been reading a long time ago. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've just been very into self-help like books, and I'm excited to read yours.
Yeah.
That actually makes me really excited. That's cool.
Yes, I can't wait. Yeah, when it comes out, I'll let you know. I read the Jay Shetty book. I read it and
Ah,
then my mom was interested in it, so I gave it to my mom because she loves to read books too. She's a librarian at
hmm.
the elementary school in Castroville and she loved that book as well. So that was a good one that you recommended.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'm really happy that
Yeah.
you guys like you and your mom. That's crazy.
Yeah. I watch his podcast too. You got me really into him. I love his podcast and the guests that he has on. He's very, how do I say it?
Mindful.
Very mindful, very precise in what he says and gets you thinking about everything he says. I love
Yeah,
it.
I think that's the reason I'm super introspective now because that was like one of the first books I got into in that like self-help rabbit hole, and it just kind of snowballed.
Yes. Um, what else did I want to bring up? I saw you went to a snow trip. Do you love the snow? Do you like snowboarding and stuff like that?
Yeah, snowboarding is so sick. I love snowboarding. It's so fun, but it hurts.
Oh.
It hurts, god damn it.
Last year we went to Yosemite and I've gone snowboarding maybe 3 times, but this last time I'm like, I don't remember it being this hard to get up from the ground and my arms were so exhausted I couldn't push myself up. Once I'm up, I can balance and I can go down easily and I know how to brake, but every time I fell, I couldn't get up. It's so hard. And I'm like, did I gain a bunch of weight? I just can't push myself up. I lost all my strength. I don't know.
I literally went through the exact same thing because I just went my first snowboard session of this season recently,
Mhm.
which is probably what you're talking about. And I went like a bunch of times last year and I had no problems. But I was also going to the gym a lot more back then. And this year was my first time. And the first time's always the hardest. Even last year when I was going to the gym more, the first time was the hardest. But man, it was a reality check. You have to prime your body so hard to snowboard. It hurted.
Yes. Have you tried what's the other one? Not snowboarding, the other one?
Skiing?
Skiing. Have you tried skiing?
No, I don't want to ski. Keep me away from those,
It
please. I
looks a
don't want to
lot
do the
easier, but I've
splits.
never tried it.
It definitely does look to an extent easier, but it's definitely to each their own kind of thing. And mine is snowboarding. I hope yours is skiing.
Yeah, I've only ever snowboarded and I do like it. It is fun, but goddamn, is it a freaking workout? Yeah.
Yes.
Where did you go to the snow?
I I went to so there's this place in Vegas that's like relatively close, like in the mountains of Vegas. It's called Lee Canyon, and usually the local place. And you can get really cheap tickets if you find the right day off. So like I only paid $30 for a ski lift ticket. My friends usually let me borrow their snowboard stuff, and then my other friend drives. So it's usually a $30 snowboard session for like 8 hours of snowboarding or like 5 hours of snowboarding.
That's amazing. Yeah, I've only done Tahoe and I've done Yosemite.
I want to do Tahoe so bad. You actually
Tahoe's
went to the sickest places though.
Tahoe's scary as hell. Those are like for the professionals. I'm like, where are the beginners? Where do the kids go?
That's the point. It looks so fun.
Have you been to Red Rock Canyon over there?
Red Rock Canyon.
Yeah, it's very famous national park.
I don't know if I've been to like the park, or maybe I have been to Red. Oh wait, Red Rock. There's like trails and stuff, right?
Yeah, quite a
Yeah, I'm
few
pretty I'm
trails.
pretty sure I've been there before, like
Yeah.
hiking over there.
Yeah.
I
I
think
went, it was beautiful. So I just want to make sure if you've gone or not because you have to go. It's amazing there.
it's nice. I'll double check.
Yeah.
I just kind of get dragged places
Yeah.
sometimes, but
Grand Canyon, you've been?
no,
Oh
actually,
my
surprisingly,
God.
I haven't been to the Grand Canyon yet for some reason.
You gotta go. They do this thing in Vegas that they'll pick you up in like the shuttle. And I think it's only maybe $100, but they pick you up in the shuttle. They'll stop at the Hoover Dam. They'll go to the Grand Canyon. You get like a meal voucher. And then there's a thing called the Skywalk, which is all glass. And you walk through and you can see down into the canyon. And there's two different stops at the Grand Canyon. And it's amazing. And if you go towards like the end of the day, the sunset is so beautiful and you gotta go.
That's so sick. Yeah, I'm typing that in right now.
Yes, make sure to do that. What else did I have here? Um, I saw that you tried pickleball. What do you think of pickleball?
Pickleball's hella fun. I like pickleball a lot. I don't think I can get into it, but I had a friend who was really experienced uh recently kind of give me like very in-depth like step by step almost and uh I would recommend pickleball to anyone. I think it's super accessible. It's really easy once you know the rules
Hmm.
and it's not super physically taxing, but it can be, which is what I like about it. It's like it's super low barrier for entry, super high skill get.
Yes. Yeah,
There's
and
just
I love how popular it is now. I grew up playing tennis, so when I was playing tennis, I never really heard of pickleball and I never saw the pickleball courts. But then all of a sudden, pickleball courts started showing up and I started playing and I love it just because it's not as intense as tennis and it's usually doubles. And yeah, it's so much fun. Like the rules of it. And I'm looking into doing like some pickleball tournaments. I think it'll be fun.
yeah, do it.
We gotta play. I think I'm gonna go out there in the summertime and I'll text you. Maybe we can play pickleball.
No,
Because I
let
have
me
my
know.
yeah, I have a paddle,
Yeah.
I have stuff.
I'll get some stuff and then we'll find a park. I'm down. I'm actually so down.
Yes. Yeah. Last time I went, I wanted to text you to meet up, but I was only there for like 2 days and everything was so booked up. So
I'm not tripping. I was
yeah.
probably busy then too, but yeah, definitely next time for sure.
Yeah, I'm planning to go because there's a festival over there that's like I don't even know the name, maybe you know, but it's like a bunch of like rock bands and like punk rock artists. I know Avril Lavigne will be there. I think I saw um I don't know, it's just some classic bands. It's like a festival. I think it was in August though. And I'm planning to go in August.
When we were young.
Yes, that.
Ah, yeah, I my friends brought that up.
You've heard of it?
I have heard of it.
Yeah, I'm planning to go. Yeah, there's a lot of cool artists,
Yo,
yeah.
that's so sick.
Let's see. I wanted to ask you about I've asked everyone this question this season. It's high school advice. So I want you to look back at your high school self and anything that you would tell them about the next couple years and stuff, because it's been about 8 years. It's this year it'll be 8 years since we graduated, and so much time.
Ah, it hurts. That's so crazy.
I
Ah,
know, and so much
God.
happens and so many things change. So any advice or things that you would tell your high school self?
God, I would tell that little idiot so many fucking things.
Oh my gosh.
Uh, mm, I think the one thing I would tell that guy
Yeah.
is to just think a little bit more. I was super spontaneous back then. I just kind of saw something and I ran to it, whatever it was, whether that was like sports or people, friends, clubs. Just think a
Yeah.
little bit more, be a little more methodical, because I definitely didn't have a plan when I did a lot of the things I did. Like
Mm,
even I was listening to the last podcast we did before I got on this, uh, and I was you were talking about how I did like track and band and everything.
yeah.
There was no plan. I just threw myself into those things,
Mm.
thinking that it would accumulate. And yeah, it did, but I would just say think more and maybe be a little less loud, dude.
That's loud.
Yeah, I used to like yell a lot. I was very say what I think and not quietly.
Hmm. Say like without thinking, you would do that, but loudly.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. My high school self, I don't know. I just see. I don't know. I think of how quiet and reserved and shy I was, but also still wanted to be a little social butterfly and be a part of everything and
Yeah.
be friends with everyone, but also really wanted everyone to like me too. Now I don't care about that. I don't care who likes me. I don't care what people have to say. I don't care about any of that. Or if people doubt me or tell me I can't do anything, I'm like, watch me do it. But before I was so focused on what people thought and people were okay with stuff.
Mhm.
Um, and then yeah, I think we're all lost. I was so lost too. I didn't know what was next for me. I didn't know what I was doing, what I should do, what I wanted to do. I didn't have any goals. And so much has changed for all of us. And yeah, I think I tell them to just don't trip. You don't have to be liked by everyone, and to not rush everything and to not look so far ahead because everything will come naturally. Even if you
Mhm.
feel like it takes forever, it'll come naturally at its own pace. Um, yeah, but yeah, it's been 8 years, Andy. We're old as hell.
That's crazy. It feels like we kind of had like the opposite problems, and then both of us just kind of eventually learned to like meet in the middle.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
Yes. Also, do you have any life goals? Anything that you're striving for? Any goals that you have that you want to accomplish in the next couple years?
Yes. I like thinking of my life goals lately because that's all I can think about, especially now that it's 2025.
It's important to have life goals and to be striving towards them, you know?
Hmm. I think more so my life goals revolve around career, like house, stuff like that. So I think in 5 years, I want to be financially established with my content. I
Yeah.
want to have my own house and just to ball out with my friends because I'm financially stable. And then that's it. Everything else should come naturally if I just focus on those three things
Mm, yeah.
and not being as much of an idiot all the time.
I agree on the house one. I've before I was like, oh, I'll get a house when I'm older, but like now that I'm like 25 and I'm kind of close to, you know, getting there, like, yeah, I am striving to get my own house because that's a big accomplishment and that's something that we all want.
Yup.
And yeah, another life goal for me, I noticed that family members, as I'm getting older, they're also getting older. I talked about this on a recently on another episode, but that my parents, they're close to turning 50, and my grandma, she's older and she's at a home in Puerto Rico, and I have yeah quite a few family members actually that are just older now, and I see I'm life is changing for me quickly that I need to appreciate and take in every single moment. Um, and sometimes I feel bad when I'm not able to see my parents or my siblings just because of work and school and recording and so much that I have to start prioritizing that because our family, I don't know, they'll be gone one day. It's hard to think about, but they will be.
It's kind of like before we didn't see them by choice, and now it's not by choice anymore. Now I want to see them, and now I don't have the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I saw this video the other day. It was like when your parents tell you, "Oh, stand there, let me take a picture of you." Instead of us complaining or being like, "Oh, whatever," we should have been like, "Oh, let me take a picture of you," because they were experiencing the same things that we were at the same time. And that kind of, yeah,
Oh,
everything that we went through as kids and experienced, they were there too, and they making their own memories as well.
I never
Yeah.
thought about that. Damn, y'all. Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be a little downer, but
No. I don't think that's a downer. I think it's very important to think about. I mean, if you've been to my bakery recently, you've seen my grandparents at all.
yeah, I haven't been in a while, but I do pass by it because my sister goes to Echo Valley, so I pass it all the time. That was one of my questions. I wanted to see how the bakery was doing, if everything's good.
I think withering would be the word to use for that.
Mm.
It's I'm pretty sure it's just a matter of time before the bakery closes, to be quite honest.
Oh wow.
But it's okay. It was bound to happen, and I'm like super grateful for the bakery, but they're still going as strong as they can. They do have a lot of help now, thankfully, my grandparents. So everything's gonna go just fine until that bakery needs to close down. But
Okay.
yeah.
Because they're not doing okay like financially, or is it just they're ready to move on from it, or what?
I think it's just they're getting too old. They just
Mm,
it's not that time. I knew it would happen eventually. I've been bracing for it for years.
mm,
So I'm not really sad about it. Or I'm not like yeah, I guess I'm not sad about it. It's more like what's the word? It's bittersweet end type of thing. That's how I see it, at least.
hmm.
And I'm perfectly okay with that.
Yeah, yeah. And I love that bakery too. It was a big part of all of us growing up, like in middle school and high school. It was always there. And I remember, yeah, you would always bring it to school and everyone would buy the donuts from you. Those are some cool memories.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out all the people that bought donuts for me for real. Y'all
Wasn't
kept
that
me
your senior
going.
quote? Something like that?
Yeah, I I think it was like, Andy, let me get a donut. I'll give you $1 tomorrow, everyone.
Would you get that a lot? I'll pay you back later.
Yeah, and I let people because then they wouldn't be. I'd cut off their donut supply if they didn't pay me.
Yeah, that's how you do it. I love it.
Yeah.
Um, Talk to me about if someone was gonna go to Vegas for a day, um, where would you recommend them to go eat and to go see and like things to do? Like just one full day.
If I had a day in Vegas and I didn't live here,
Yeah, like you're recommending a tourist.
uh, I'd say don't go to the strip because you can gamble anywhere in Vegas, literally anywhere. You go to a gas station and you can gamble. Uh,
The airport's so funny
uh
when you land and you see everything.
straight into the casinos. Like they want your money. So
Hmm.
I wouldn't say go to the casinos. I'd say I like arcades. So I'd say or actually go go get breakfast from Baby Stacks. They have the best pancakes and like breakfast food in Vegas, in my opinion. Baby Stacks is amazing.
Hmm.
I would say after you get breakfast from Baby Stacks, go to Shanghai Plaza. They have like snacks and desserts out the wazoo there and boba. You can
Ooh,
get a nice
nice.
drink. And then they also have a crane machine and manga and like like card store there that you can go to. So go to a crane machine arcade. Go to the regular arcade if you want. They have a really cool arcade that has a bunch of things. Uh Instead, there's not a ton of scenic things in Vegas. Maybe go to Red Rock if you have time.
Hmm.
Um, and then at night, go get some good food from 888 JBBQ because that is the best barbecue place in Vegas. And then go, then at night, go to not the strip, I forget what it is, but go to like the bar alley in like Vegas. What is it called? What is this called? Go to Fremont Street at night.
Oh, the old town over
Yeah,
there.
but don't go on Fremont Street. Go to the bars next to Fremont Street and then go party there at night. And then Uber home and then forget about it.
Yes, love it. I wrote a lot of this shit down because I haven't done any of that, and so that'll be fun.
Nice, nice. That's my ideal night. I know people, not everyone's into like arcades and cards and all that, but that would be my ideal day. Sounds fun to me.
I love it. And now we're gonna move to Monterey. I love to ask a lot of people, one day in Monterey, what would you recommend people to do? What would you recommend people to eat? I'll go first. I always tell people I love Butter House. I don't know if you've been to Butter House in Seaside.
I've actually
The
never been, or
the
have I
best
been?
the best breakfast. They're always busy on the weekends, but we do a lot of work for them, and they've done a lot for us. So we go all the time. And the owner's actually Filipino, so
Mhm.
they have a lot of Filipino breakfast dishes, and it's like every month is like a new lumpia, which is really cool. And the
Ooh.
best breakfast, like I get Benedict's, I get French toast, scrambles, all that shit. So I'd say that. And then for lunch, it's really hard because um I love poke, so the Marina Poke House I would put there, but also
Hmm.
Kyoki's Hawaiian Barbecue here in Marina.
Kyoki's is so good. Sorry.
And you know
So
what's funny? I haven't tried any other Hawaiian barbecue anywhere because I'm scared it's not gonna be as good as them.
as someone that's traveled, Kyoki's is still top tier for me. As someone who's been like
Yes.
Sac, Vegas, Reno, all
Yeah.
over San Jose, Kyoki's is still top tier.
Okay, so we're sticking with Kyogi's.
We're sticking with Kyoki's.
Yeah. And then for dinner, it's hard. There's so many incredible places. But I always just say you can't go to Monterey and not have clam chowder. So just go to the grotto and have a bread bowl. And as for
Yup.
activities, I'm like, I don't know. People like to ride bikes here. We have an incredible bike path all over the coast. And then hiking in Big Sur. I try not to say aquarium, but I'm like, you got to go to the aquarium at least one time in your life. And if you're
It's
here,
only
just go that day.
it's only because we got aquarium slammed down us growing up all the time.
All the time. Like we've been so many times. Like
Yes.
I've seen everything. So
We're spoiled. We're spoiled though. So
yeah. What about you?
yours is like super similar to mine.
Yeah.
I would say for breakfast, go to First Awakening.
Good
Right
one.
in Go to First Awakening, walk the Cannery Row because everybody loves Cannery Row. You don't have to go inside the aquarium, but you can see the view of the aquarium. I would say go to a dune and just sit on the top of the highest part of that dune and look at the ocean for like half an hour.
Mm.
Uh, After that, I'd say also get clam chowder from the grotto. I was definitely thinking of that when you asked me the question, or Kyoki's.
Yes.
And then, yeah, honestly, there's not a ton to do on it.
Hmm.
Like maybe after that, uh, like go biking or just walk more of Cannery Row, all of Monterey, because there's so much to walk that you really can't cover in just a day.
Hmm.
And then go to Salinas, go to Run One.
Round one, always, yeah.
Run One hits, get a beer, have fun with
Yeah.
friends.
You know, we're supposed to get a Raising Cane's here, and I've waited already a whole year, and they haven't even started building it. I'm so mad about it.
That's crazy. It reminds me of when they were talking about Chick-fil-A and how that was going to be a thing. So
The
they're
Chick-fil-A,
gen
yeah, it took a while to get here.
they're gentrifying Salinas.
I know, and I know they signed their lease, so they're paying rent for it. But Raising Cane's is like my favorite, like of all time. There's a 24-hour one in Vegas that I went
hmm
all the time,
Kansas is
and I
good.
love it. But yeah, we're getting a bunch of shit at the mall. They're gonna also put a Dave and Buster's. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, you said you love arcades. Yeah, Dave and Buster's will be there soon.
I do like arcades.
Also, we're getting like a Burlington and stuff like that, like O'Reilly Auto Parts, kind of random. Um, and then my favorite coffee place, well, I guess chain, I'd say. I don't want to say favorite of all time, but I love Dutch Bros. I hate Starbucks. Everything there hurts my stomach, makes me shit. Same thing with Dunkin' Donuts. I just want to die every time I drink all that. But Dutch Bros is the only one that doesn't completely destroy my stomach, so I'm a big fan of it. But the closest one is in Hollister, so I don't go too often. But yeah, they're in talks to open one in Marina, which I'm excited about.
That's cool. That's crazy. I wish we had all these things growing up.
Yeah, we just got a Trader Joe's too. I went this morning in Marina.
Oh, the one by the theater.
Yes, they
I
opened it.
saw that the last time I went there. I was like, what the heck?
Really nice too.
That little area that they built there is so nice.
And they're gonna keep building. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's so crazy to me. Our little
Yeah.
home is not so little.
Yeah. Next to that brass tap, they're also gonna put you know El Charito, right? And Salinas, the
I think so.
burritos.
Yeah, I think so.
Very popular, very famous. They're gonna put one there. And then also another
Whoa.
Lala Grill. There's that restaurant at Del Monte Shopping Center.
Oh, I think I know which one that
They're
is.
putting one, so they're building a bunch of shit, which I'm excited about.
That's cool.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about your holidays. How did your holidays go? What did you do for Christmas and New Year's and all that good stuff?
My main holiday came from Thanksgiving when I went back home to hang out with family. That's when I saw like Monterey and stuff for the first time in a while.
Oh yeah.
I hung out with family. I went fishing. That was super nice. For Christmas though, I stayed in Vegas, so I didn't go home to see family or anything, even though I wanted to, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it was the first Christmas that I kind of slowed down for once. I just stayed home. I did nothing. I hung out with friends, and then same thing for New Year's. It was really nice, actually. We just played games, drank, played board games, drank. It was fun. It was fun. It was fun. I had a really good holiday season, I say.
That's good. So cool. Yeah. I ended up going to Puerto Rico. It was pretty much a last minute trip, but we left December 26th to Puerto Rico and we were there through New Year's and we celebrate the Three Kings Day over there. So, yeah, it was a different experience for me too. I wasn't really there. I'd never been there for those holidays before, so it was
That's
cool
so
to
cool.
but also the change in weather. It was like 90 degrees over there and then I come back here and it's like 40s and
Freezing.
freezing and it was a big adjustment, but it was nice to be over there and just relax as well. Sometimes we're always so fast paced. It was nice to just sit down and relax. Yeah. Let me ask you about any places to travel. If you've ticked anything off your bucket list, or if there's still places that you have to go to at some point.
I have to go to Japan because I've been getting so much like travel Japan on like my feed. Uh
Hmm.
Mainly Asia. I just want to explore more of Asia. I've been to China before, so I just want to check off the rest off my bucket list.
Hmm. Yeah, I just talked to Jafet. He just came back from Japan.
I
Uh,
know, I'm so
he
jealous.
showed me all the pictures. It's so beautiful there, so beautiful, so clean and organized. And
Yes.
he went to like a Pokemon museum, which I'm so jealous about. I'm like, why didn't you bring me back a Snorlax? I really want a Snorlax.
They have a Pokemon store there, yeah.
And yeah, he said all the food, all the nightlife. Um, yeah, I put that on my list. I'm like, Japan looks incredible. That'd be cool to go to. And I love Japanese food.
It's the spot.
Yes, it's so good. Um, for me, I haven't. Um, yeah, I just put Europe because when I go to Europe, I wanted to go to Italy and to London and to um, France and all that stuff just to tick everything off. But a new one is Salt Lake City. I don't know if you ever watched High School Musical growing up, but I'd watch all the movies,
Hmm.
and I found out that the high school where they filmed it in is in Salt Lake City. So that's on my
Oh,
list, and I got to go in person
it's sick. I want to see the photos. I
because it's
want
an
you to film a musical there.
dude. I should at least a TikTok like with the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sound
Hmm.
because I guess it's an actual high school. People actually go to school there, and then once school's over, you can go in and walk around, and it looks just like how they filmed it. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes, and yeah, and then New York was a big one. I got tickets already. I'm going in April to New York. I'm a big Broadway fan, so all the Broadway shows are over there, and I always get so jealous people that live over there because they could see all these shows and see the original cast. So as of now, I got two shows I want to see. Um, and then I love Kelly Clarkson, so her talk show moved over to New York, and ever since they moved, I've been trying to go over there to 30 Rock to go to a taping. So I'm finally gonna go. It'll be fun.
That's sick. And I have a confession.
Yes.
In middle school, when I saw Lion King on Broadway with all the friends that went to New York and like Washington, I fell
Yeah.
asleep watching The Lion King. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
oh no.
I was just so travel fatigued that like they were just singing and then I was asleep and I woke up and everybody was bowing.
Oh my God. So you missed like the whole thing.
Yes. That you just
What?
uncovered that memory for me.
Well, if you're tired, like if you're exhausted and you're sitting in a comfortable seat and you're just gonna be hearing music, it might put you to sleep.
I know, but I think that's like top 10 regrets. When am I ever gonna see Lion King on Broadway ever again?
Yeah. And that's like one of the easy ones to watch. Like that's entertaining, that's fun, it's beautiful.
It's bright.
Yeah. So if you fell asleep to that, I can't imagine if you would have seen like Les Mis or Sound of the Opera or Phantom of the Opera or Sound of Music or something, one of the more boring ones.
I promise I'm a fan of the arts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch. I never saw Wicked on on Broadway. I know all the music and obviously I saw the movie a few times. But I want to see it in person. So as of now, Wicked, and then there's a new one called I'm blanking on it, but Nick Jonas, he's going to Broadway, and then this other uh woman. As of now, that's the one I want to watch. But there's always so many pop up, and I'm like, I wish I could go. Um, yeah, let's see. Um, we're getting close to the end. I wanted to ask you if you have a question for me before we get close to wrapping up.
Mm, What's the biggest lesson you think you've learned in like the past year? Boom.
Dun dun dun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I first want to say la the whole year just flew by. 2024 was a big blur.
It was fast.
They say time flies, and yeah, it actually does. Um, oh, I think biggest lesson I've learned that I don't know that I'm in control of my own life and that I can because I did school all last year and no one's gonna get this degree but me and I could do it without having to listen to what other people have to say, I guess. That was a big lesson. And that I underestimate myself too much, that I'm capable of a lot more than what I give myself credit for. I'm also not good at taking compliments, so I started being better at taking compliments and criticism as well. Um, so oh, that's a big question though.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry.
uh, I don't know. I'm also the type of person that I always fill up my schedule. I could have a day off and I will fill it up and make plans and make sure I'm busy because I get a lot of anxiety when I'm kind of just sitting to myself and not knowing what to do next. I'm like, am I gonna wash clothes? Am I gonna do homework? Am I gonna record? Should I cook? Should I go on a hike? Should I go to the gym? Should I visit family? And then I just end up just kind of sitting there with all these things in my brain and not knowing what to do, and I get very
Mm,
anxious. I learned to deal with that. Yeah, my anxiety got really bad last year, so I take medication for it now just to keep me a little more calm. And I try not to put too much in my brain and try to stick to one thing. I have a tough time making decisions. That was a big one I had to deal with. Um, but biggest lessons, I mean, we kind of talked about it earlier, just being more appreciative, being more present, not stressing out so much. Um, I didn't grow up being a procrastinator, but I became a procrastinator last year with a lot of stuff,
ah,
kind of because of how I just mentioned. It just stays in my head until I have to deal with it right then and there. Um, so I'm trying not to do that as much. Um, yeah, that's my biggest lesson that I've learned in the past year.
I'm proud of you. That
Yeah,
takes a lot. I'm proud of you. You're amazing.
thank you. What about you? Anything specific in this past
Mm,
year?
mm, I would say, I mean, the biggest lesson I think I've learned is that more so to not stress out as much. And that kind of like you mentioned earlier before, is that everything will fall into place. Just give it time.
Mm,
Trust the process. Trust as long as you're doing the right things that you'll make it in the right spot. That's,
mm.
I think, what I would say is the biggest lesson I learned.
Yes, I love that. And anything, I hate to say the New Year's resolutions, I think they're full of shit, but any, I think what they're saying this year is, um, not resolutions, but attempts. Like I'm gonna attempt to do it, but I'm not, if I don't actually end up doing it, I won't be that pissed off about it. So
Mm,
anything in your head for to accomplish or do this year.
it's like it's more lenient.
Hmm.
I want to say. Are you asking me like what my resolution would be or my attempt would be?
Yeah, you could think of it as a resolution, I guess.
Hmm. Uh, I would just say literally all I could ever ask for is like mental health, physical health, financial like sustainability. I guess that's just my resolution. I've learned to not have it so hard and fast, like you said. So it's nice to have a more general, like, as long as I'm slowly incrementally like going up, up is good.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. That's a great way to look at it, and yeah, very simple, and I love it. Um, for me, I always I always just say, "Oh, I want to go to the gym more and I want to lose weight." That's always my resolution. I never fucking do it, so I try not to say that anymore.
Ah,
So I try to um um I have 2 more semesters before I graduate, but it's really really tight. Like I have to take 15 units each one. So I'm just praying that everything goes perfectly because one little mistake, or if I don't like a class and I want to drop it, or if I don't know, if one little tiny thing goes wrong, I'm already pushed back another year and I'm tired of waiting. Um, so probably be a little more focused with school, I would say. And yeah, I think we talked about everything. Just making more plans to see people and to say yes to more things. I actually say no to a lot of things. Um, so I want to say yes because um, I don't know, because then I won't experience the things that you know what I mean? Like if someone invites me to do something and I say no, I'm like, well, when else would I be able to go do that one thing with that person, you know? So I
You're
try to say
fine.
yes to more.
Yeah, you're like finding the balance, right?
Yeah, I try to say yes to more. Yeah, that's all I had for you. I really do appreciate you coming back on. It means the world to me, and I wish you nothing but happiness and success, and so excited to talk to you, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me back first and foremost. Uh, you're an amazing person. I'm always glad to be talking to you, whether it's on the podcast or not. You're doing great things. You're doing great overall. I'm proud of how much you've grown, how much we've grown, and let's make magic. Let's do it.
Yeah,
We
thank you so
got it.
much. Yeah, get back on Twitch. I still have the app, and I'll be watching every time you go live. And say hi to your cat. Maybe one day I could see your cat, because that's my favorite
Yeah.
type of cat. I'm not really into a lot of cats, but Evan has one, and then Melissa has one, just like your cat. And I'm
Mm,
like, I love those cats. They're so sweet and they're so pretty.
no, definitely. I would love for you to like see him one time.
Yes. Okay. Oh, we got to take a picture before we wrap up.
Oh, yes.
Let's take one. Do you know how to take? I think it's Shift Command and 3. Yes, okay. I always forget. Ready? One, two, one more. Perfect. Okay. Thank you,
Nice.
Andy.
Alrighty, have a good one, you all.
Yeah. Bye.
Appreciate talking to you. Bye.